Hello everyone, welcome back to our investment strategy section. Today we are diving into a fresh report from JP Morgan following their virtual management meeting with Lumentum, and the ticker is LITE. Alright, here we go. Before we start diving into this report, let's take a look at this chart as usual. Okay. Well, from the chart, the price action tells us almost everything. Firstly, Lumentum Holdings has a very beautiful upward trend. From less than $100 and now it's absolutely the 10-bagger to over $1,000 and hit the historical high yesterday. But let's take a look at the downside. No, the downside. I mean the RSI indicators here in the picture. Hey, can you see that it is still not in the overbought zone, right? Still not in the overbought zone. So we are talking about this report from JP Morgan. It is still fresh. All right. Okay, let's come back to the report. Well, if you have been following the AI infrastructure trade, you know that optical components are the literal glue holding the data center together. This report, published on May 8th, 2026, just before yesterday's rising, right? Yesterday light has a great day, right? So it gives us a front row seat to how Lumentum is positioning itself to capture the next massive wave of AI demand. All right, let's have some introduction. The big takeaway from JP Morgan's meeting with Lumentum CEO Michael Houston is that the scale across opportunity is much larger than anyone envisioned even a few weeks ago. Well, how to say that? For those new to the term, scale across refers to the networking architecture required to connect massive cluster of AI chips. Lumentum is reporting a surge in demand that is so significant they are planning to triple or even quadruple their output capacity within the next 4 to 6 quarters. Here we go. Here, Lumentum is planning for output capacity closer to 3 to 4 times the current revenue in about 4 to 6 quarters, right? So currently this business brings in about 50 million per quarter. But the trajectory suggests we are at the very beginning of a vertical climb. Right? 50 million per quarter. It is just the very beginning of a vertical climb. And the core highlight is here. So why is JP Morgan so bullish on Lumentum? It comes down to two things. First, the market share. The second is the margin expansion. All right, the component dominance is that Lumentum holds a staggering 70% to 80% market share in critical components like pump lasers and the ITLAs, which means integrated tunable laser assemblies. These are the building blocks for the high-speed optical products used in AI networking. Here, right? Lumentum highlight the high share that company has in relation to component, pump lasers, and ITLAs. Right? That's our leverage in scale across products, including in some cases as high as 70% to 80%. Wow. Leverage the significant increase in demand. That's for sure, right? which support its stop price to go higher. And the pricing power, let's take a look at the pricing power. Because demand is so far ahead of supply, Lumentum is in a rare position to drive double-digit price increases. This isn't just about selling more, it's about selling for more, right? Management highlights its confidence in the sustainability of demand given visibility into deployment of both amplifiers and pluggables. Wow, very fantastic. And the 1.6T inflection in the world of transceivers, Lumentum has secured a sole supplier position for 1.6 terabit technology with the primary customers, while also benefiting from new network architectures like Google's Virgo. Okay, here is what I just talked about. The demand for transceivers has inflected on the account of Lumentum's sole supplier position with the primary customer in 1.6 terabit, as well as recently outlined innovation in network architecture, including Google Virgo. Right? So, this is all the logic why JP Morgan give it an overweight. And its target price is here. Target price overweight, and the target price over 1,100, right here. It gets close, right? It gets close. Let's take a look again to its chart. Okay, you can see that it has risen a lot yesterday, and it get close to the target price. But we still need to pay attention to it because it's on a very strong upward trend, and the RSI is still not overbought, right? Still some potential space. Still some potential upward space, all right? Okay, come back to the report again. Well, what we just talked about is all the beneficial stuff to Lumentum. As your research team, we have to look past the everything is great narrative and check the logistics. Firstly, the manufacturing growing pains. Lumentum admitted that the ramp-up for optical circuit switches has been slower than initially expected due to sourcing basic components and high testing time. All right. Let's take a look. Here. However, let's take a look at some drawbacks. However, contract manufacturing will likely not be an answer to adjust supply ramp in this case, as customers want production of transceivers to remain in-house. And the second one is that the margin gap. While Lumentum's transceivers margins are improving, they are currently in the 20% range. All right, here, Lumentum highlighted that while margins have improved, they are still in the 20% range. Below peer transceiver companies at 40%, although it is increasingly confident that there is a path to get the transceiver business to 30% margins. So this is the reality we're gonna check. All right. Lumentum is sitting on 400 million OCS backlog and the dominant position in the lasers that power the AI resolution. The supply-demand imbalance is a champagne problem, but the ability to hit that 1,130 targets depend entirely on how quickly they can scale their manufacturing without letting costs spiral. here, right? Let's take a look at the target price here again. So if you're looking for the picks and shovels of the AI networking world, Lumentum is clearly a top contender. We will keep a close eye on their capacity ramp up as we head into 2027. Well, actually, we take a look. We take a look again. This chart. It gets very close to the target price now, right? And the RSI is still not overbought. What I'm gonna say is that we don't chase it. We don't chase the trend. But we believe in JP Morgan's logic. So we wait for a pullback, all right? We wait for a pullback. For example, when it hit maybe around 900, it has a good profit to lose ratio. Then you can enter. You can buy this stock and hold it to the target price over 1,100. All right. Okay, that's all here. And if you have any question, we can discuss. Okay, you just leave a comment to us. And don't forget to click a like and subscribe. Okay, see you next time.